Hello everyone and welcome back to the channel. And what a glorious sunny winter's day it is, and the sort of day that gets me in the mood to talk about 5 things that I find really annoying about my BMW M240i. So the good news is that all 5 of the things that I'm going to mention in today's video are really, well, none of them are particularly drastic or serious. They're all just sort of personal, pernickety things that over the month or so I've owned this car, I find quite annoying. The bad news, on the contrary though, is that 75% of you watching this video right now are not subscribed to the channel, and that means you're missing out on a lot of great content. Please do just take 1 second right now to hit that big red subscribe button, and you can always change your mind at a later stage, but I guarantee you that you won't. So then, item number 1 on today's list of annoyances will be the only cosmetic thing that I've got a problem with on this car. It's to do with the rear of the car, and it is to do with the bumper itself at the bottom, and also the puny exhaust. I've already had quite a few comments on videos with this car, well, slating me for my exhaust. Nothing I can do about it, unfortunately. They're on the car as standard. I will get them changed, but for now anyway, I do agree the M240i exhaust as standard are pretty puny. The sort of standard plasticky grey bumper that you get at the bottom of these cars that house the exhaust pipes, well, I don't think that looks very good either. Again, something that I plan on getting changed, but for now anyway, that is one thing, and the first thing in this video that I find annoying about my M240i. The second annoying thing about this car is the person sat in it. No, I'm only joking. For me, it is the fact that this car does not come with Apple CarPlay. Now, forgive me for not being an encyclopedia, but I don't believe on this generation of 2 Series, you could get Apple CarPlay even as an option. To my knowledge, actually, this car is option with pretty much everything. I know this can be retrofitted, and I do know also that on the later and newest generation of BMW, of which I'm sure the 2 Series is no exception, you can indeed have Apple CarPlay and Android Auto as standard or as an option. I'm not too sure. But for now anyway, it is an annoyance. I get it's a 2017, 2018 car. They hadn't had it implemented where lots of other manufacturers had, but it's just annoying. The iDrive system is great, but it doesn't beat Apple CarPlay. The third thing then that I have found to be somewhat annoying since owning this car is actually right behind me. It's these pillars. When you're driving the car, the sort of rear quarter, when you sort of do the big blind spot check, that's what I should really say, the blind spot zone, where you would check for cars in a different lane or coming out of a junction on quite an angle, it's actually really bad, the visibility. Out the back, absolutely fine, out front and all around, great, but this little bit here, it does give you, you've got a pretty big blind spot because of this sort of big frame here. And then the tiny sort of rear triangular window, it does actually restrict your view to quite a significant extent, to the point where I'd say my Z4's got better visibility than this. Number 4 on today's list of annoying is, well, it's not something I'm going to lose any sleep over, and I do understand how businesses work in the extent that BMW does need to leave some things for its more premium models. However, this thing has got electric windows, heated seats, heated steering wheel, a lovely navigation display, digital controls here, but one thing it doesn't have is an electronic steering rate adjustment. Now, please, I did say, and I do mean it, I'm not losing sleep over this. It is really not a big deal. In fact, I'm the only one that really drives the car, so once I've found my steering wheel place that I want it, it doesn't really need to move, does it? But it is just a little bit, I guess, feels cheap that I've just moved it now, so I'm going to have to work out where, okay. It's annoying. It's just a little bit annoying that everything's all nice and heated and electric, but then you've just got this big, horrible plastic lever, which is the only way for you to adjust the wheel. And on other BMW models, there's a nice little button here that you can pull, push, twist, whatever, and it's all electronic. Slightly annoying. And the 5th and final thing that I find annoying about this M240i, well, to be honest, I don't quite know why I'm standing where I am standing because it has no relevancy to what I'm about to say, but it is the ride quality. Now, before you crucify me for mentioning this, I am well aware that my car is on non-standard, bigger, larger 19-inch wheels, and it has had the Motec Stance Plus, which is 25 and 30mm lowering with 12mm spacers all round. So I certainly haven't helped the ride quality, that's for sure. However, mine does have the adaptive suspension option, where you can flick between two options of suspension, comfort and sport essentially. And well, number one, I don't find there's that much differentiation between the two. Don't get me wrong, you can feel it. And even in comfort, it's still a very firm ride. Now, to be honest, it's not really a complaint for me because it's all relative. For me, this is a far superior ride to what I'm used to in my 2004 BMW Z4. So it is very pliant. It is actually quite a nice ride all in all, but into perspective, compared to other things in its sort of price range and also to what I was expecting, it's not as good as I had thought. So there we are, there's 5 annoying things about my BMW M240i. I understand it's pretty early days, I've only had the car about a month, so I can't really know that much. But these are the things that I have noticed, amongst a few other things that I haven't mentioned, in the short amount of time that I've owned this car. So before you go, make sure to click on the top left-hand side of the screen here to check out my M240i playlist and also to vote on which of the 5 things you thought was most annoying in this video. And of course, everything must work in equilibrium, so there will be a 5 things that I love about this car coming to the channel very soon. So make sure you are subscribed indeed for that, and I will see you all very, very soon.